An elderly monk watched from his temple as everyone rushed about on the first day of the year, making promises they would forget within weeks. He smiled and said, "You don't need a new year. You need a new moment." And in that instant, everything changed for him. Today, I'm going to reveal the Zen secret that transforms any beginning into a powerful experience. It's not what you think. And after hearing this story, you will never see a new year in the same way again. We are in that time of year when everyone talks about change. New goals, new habits, a new life. But let me ask you something. How many times have you started a year full of enthusiasm, only to discover that by February you had already abandoned your resolutions? You are not alone. And it's not your fault. The problem is not your willpower. The problem is that no one has taught you the true nature of a beginning from the Zen perspective. Today you are going to discover 3 ancient stories that contain the keys to maintaining a positive attitude not just in January, but every day of your life. These are not simple stories. They are mirrors that reflect deep truths about your own nature. Because in Zen, a positive attitude is not pretending that everything is fine. It is something much deeper and more transformative. Once upon a time, there was a university professor who visited a Zen master to learn about meditation and inner peace. It was January, and the professor had decided that this year would be different. He would finally find the calm he had been seeking for so long. The master welcomed him with a smile and invited him to have tea. As they talked, the master began to pour tea into the professor's cup. The cup filled up, but the master kept pouring. The tea began to spill onto the table, then onto the floor. Alarmed, the professor exclaimed, "Master, the cup is full. There's no more room." The master stopped pouring, looked at the professor with serene eyes, and said, "Exactly. Like this cup, you arrive full of opinions, expectations, and plans about how your new year should be. How can I show you anything new if there is no space in you?" The professor fell silent, bewildered. The master continued, "You come here saying this year will be different, but you bring with you the same mind as always. A mind full of judgments about what is positive and what is negative. A mind that plans the future while lamenting the past." "Then what should I do?" the professor asked. "Empty your cup," the master replied. "Every morning before starting your day, empty your cup. Let go of expectations about how the day should be. Let go of labels like good or bad. Simply observe what is." Now think about this for a moment. When we say, "I'm going to have a positive attitude this year," what are we really doing? We are filling our cup with expectations. We are creating a mental image of how things should be. And here is the problem. Life rarely conforms to our expectations. When you arrive at work and your coworker is in a bad mood, your expectation of a positive attitude collides with reality. When things don't go as you planned, your determination turns into frustration. Zen teaches us something different. It's not about filling your mind with artificial positive thoughts. It's about emptying your mind of rigid expectations that prevent you from seeing the beauty of what already exists. An empty cup can receive fresh tea at any moment. A mind empty of judgments can experience each moment as new, no matter what date the calendar shows. This is what I call the beginner's attitude. In Zen we say, in the beginner's mind there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind there are few. When you begin the year with a beginner's mind, each day is a blank page. Not because you ignore your experience, but because you do not allow your past experience to completely dictate your present. So how do you empty your cup every morning? It's simple but not easy. Each morning, before checking your phone or doing anything else, sit in silence for 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes. Breathe consciously and say to yourself, "Today I don't know what will happen." And that's okay. This practice dismantles expectations. It places you in a state of openness. And from that openness you can respond to life instead of reacting from your old conditioning. But wait, because what I've just shared is only the first level. The story that comes next will show you something that completely changes the game. A Zen student once asked his master, "How do I maintain calm when everything around me is chaos?" The master's answer was so unexpected that the student cried, "Out of gratitude. You will discover it in a moment." A young man arrived at the Zen monastery completely discouraged. It was February, and all his New Year's resolutions had collapsed. He had lost his job, his relationship was in crisis, and he felt he had no strength left to continue. "Master," he said, "I came here in January full of hope. I decided I would have a positive attitude no matter what happened. But life hit me hard. What good is a positive attitude if reality is so harsh?" The master did not respond with words. Instead, he took him to the monastery garden. It was a windy day, and a storm was approaching. The master pointed to a centuries-old oak tree and then to a grove of bamboo. "Observe," he said simply. As the storm intensified, the young man saw how the oak resisted with all its strength. Its branches creaked, some snapped. The tree fought the wind with all its rigidity. Several large branches broke with crashes that echoed through the valley. But the bamboo behaved in a completely different way. When the wind blew, the bamboo bent deeply, almost touching the ground. And when the wind eased, the bamboo returned to its position, intact, flexible, dancing with the storm. When the storm passed, the oak was wounded, mutilated. The bamboo remained whole, swaying gently. The master finally spoke. "The oak believes that being strong means resisting. The bamboo knows that being strong means flowing. You have been acting like the oak, trying to resist the winds of life with your positive attitude. That is why you have broken. But shouldn't we maintain a firm attitude in the face of adversity?" The young man asked, confused. "There is a difference between firmness and rigidity," the master explained. "The positive attitude the world talks about is like the oak, rigid, forced, denying the reality of the storm. The positive attitude of Zen is like the bamboo, flexible, accepting the storm but not identifying with it." "How do I do that?" the young man asked. "When you lose your job," the master continued, "the oak says, 'It's fine, everything is okay, I'll keep smiling.' This is denial disguised as positivity. It is rigidity. The bamboo says, 'This is hard. I feel the weight of uncertainty. I bow to this truth.' And precisely because it bends, because it accepts, it does not break. It can flow toward the next opportunity. When your relationship suffers, the oak says, 'I must stay positive, I must not feel pain.' The bamboo says, 'I feel pain. This pain is part of loving. I allow myself to feel it fully.' And by allowing itself to feel, the pain flows through it instead of getting stuck. True positive attitude is not denying the negative. It is having the strength to experience everything that comes without breaking, knowing that you are neither the storm nor the calm. You are the space in which both occur." Before continuing, if these teachings are resonating in your heart, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Each week we share Zen stories and wisdom that can transform your perspective on life. Don't miss the upcoming teachings. Subscribe now and activate the bell so you receive notifications. Let me share something crucial that I have learned in my years of studying and practicing Zen. Most people confuse positivity with avoidance. They avoid feeling sadness by filling themselves with positive affirmations. They avoid facing their fears by telling themselves that everything will be fine. They avoid the discomfort of the present by dreaming of a better future. But Zen teaches us the opposite. True positivity is born from deep acceptance. Not resigned acceptance, but conscious acceptance. When the bamboo bends before the wind, it is not surrendering. It is using the very force of the wind to strengthen itself. It is dancing with life instead of fighting against it. So how do you become bamboo in your daily life? First, when something difficult happens, don't rush to put on a brave face. Allow yourself to feel what you feel. Say, "This is hard and it's okay that it's hard." Second, ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? Not from a place of justification, but from genuine curiosity. Every storm brings new nutrients to the soil. Third, remember that your essential nature is like bamboo. Flexible, resilient, capable of bending without breaking. This is not an empty positive affirmation. It is a recognition of what you already are beneath all the layers of conditioning. Now I want to share with you the most powerful story of all. This story changed my own understanding of what it means to maintain a positive attitude. There was a Zen gardener who took care of the monastery gardens. Every day, regardless of the season, regardless of the weather, the gardener went out at dawn and spent hours tending each plant, each tree, each stone in the garden. A visitor observed this for a week and finally asked, "Master Gardener, how do you maintain such a dedicated and positive attitude day after day, year after year? Don't you get tired? Don't you lose motivation?" The gardener smiled and answered with a question. "When do you think I began taking care of this garden?" "I don't know," said the visitor. 20 years ago. 30. "I began this morning," the gardener replied. The visitor looked at him, confused. "But I've seen that you've been here for years." "That's true," said the gardener as he gently pruned a branch. "And every morning the garden begins again. Every morning I begin again. I am not taking care of yesterday's garden. I am not preparing tomorrow's garden. I am taking care of today's garden. Only today's garden exists." "And the plants you planted months ago? Don't you expect to see them bloom?" The visitor asked. "I planted seeds this morning when I watered the plants I planted months ago," the gardener explained. "Every action I take today is both a planting and a harvest. I do not wait for the future, because the future is contained in this present moment. And I do not cling to the past, because the past brought me exactly here to this moment, which is perfect just as it is." The visitor sat in silence, processing these words. The gardener continued, "People say, 'This year I'm going to change. This year will be different.' But they don't understand that there is no this year. There is only this day, this moment, this breath. When you care for today's garden with full attention, the year takes care of itself. When you plant the seed of this moment with awareness, the future harvest is assured, even if you cannot see it yet." Is my attitude positive? I don't know. I don't think about my attitude. I am simply fully present with what I am doing. And when you are fully present, there is no space for negativity, because negativity lives in thoughts about the past or the future. In the pure moment, there is only conscious action. This is perhaps the most important teaching I can share with you today. Beginning the year with a positive attitude does not mean making a big change on January 1st. It means making small changes every day, every moment. Most people fail at their New Year's resolutions because they try to transform their entire life all at once. It's as if the gardener decided to renovate the entire garden in a single day. It would be impossible, exhausting, and would probably destroy more than it creates. Instead, the gardener takes care of one plant at a time, pulls one weed at a time, waters one section at a time. And over time, the entire garden flourishes. Your life is that garden. Your mind is that garden. And every moment is an opportunity to tend it. You don't need a positive attitude for the whole year. You need conscious presence for this moment. And then for the next one. And then for the next. Allow me to share something from my own experience. There was a time in my life when every new year I made huge lists of things I wanted to change. I wanted to be more patient, more disciplined, more of this, more of that. And every year, by March, I had already forgotten most of those resolutions. Then I discovered this teaching of the gardener. And it changed everything. I stopped thinking about the year. I started thinking about the day. And then I stopped even thinking about the day. I began to think about this moment. What can I do in this moment that takes care of the garden of my life? Maybe it's breathing consciously. Maybe it's listening to someone with full attention. Maybe it's eating slowly, savoring each bite. Maybe it's working on a task with total presence. They are small actions. But when you take care of the present moment, you are taking care of all future moments. Because each present moment becomes a past moment that influences the next one. Here is the most powerful exercise I can offer you. Each night before going to sleep, ask yourself, did I take good care of today's garden? Do not judge yourself. Just observe. Were there moments when you were truly present? Celebrate those moments. They are seeds that have been planted. Were there moments when you were lost in worries or resentments? Acknowledge them without guilt. They are weeds you can pull out tomorrow. And each morning when you wake up, say, today a new garden begins. I do not continue yesterday's garden. I begin fresh here and now. This practice dismantles the pressure of maintaining a positive attitude. Instead, it cultivates something far more powerful. Conscious presence, which is the source of all true positivity. Because you see, real positive attitude is not something you maintain through effort. It is something that arises naturally when you are present. When you are not lost in the past or the future, there is nothing negative. There is only what is, and what is always contains beauty if you know how to look. So, what have we discovered today? We learned from the monk and the empty cup that beginning with a positive attitude means emptying our mind of rigid expectations. It means cultivating the beginner's mind that sees each moment as new, full of possibilities. We learned from the bamboo that true strength is not rigid resistance, but flexible flow. That a positive attitude is not denying what is difficult, but having the courage to bow before the truth of each moment without breaking. And we learned from the gardener that there is no year. There is only this moment, and that by consciously caring for each moment, we care for all moments. These are not motivation techniques. They are deep principles of an ancient wisdom that has transformed lives for centuries. The truth is this: you do not need to wait for a new year to begin. You do not need a special Monday, the first of the month, or a significant date. Each breath is a new beginning. Each moment is an opportunity to begin fresh. And when you truly understand this in your heart, not just in your mind, something changes. You no longer chase positivity. Positivity finds you because you have stopped resisting what is. If this teaching has touched something within you, I invite you once again to subscribe to this channel. Each week we share Zen stories and teachings that can illuminate your path. Like this video if it has been helpful, and share it with someone you think needs to hear it. And remember, do not begin the year with a positive attitude. Begin this moment with conscious presence. The year will take care of itself. May you find peace in every step of your path. Until our next meeting. Namaste.